Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says. And today we are with Mr. TCool. How are you today, sir?
I'm great, Young King. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me as well.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming on. So, while the audience joins and stuff, can you tell who is TCool?
Uh, T Cool is a very independent, a very charismatic, a very confident. Um, some other words I could think of, but for some reason I'm drawing a blank on my vocabulary. But I like to inspire anywhere I go. I like to motivate as often as possible. I like to lead by example. I'm a Leo. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne, so discipline is pretty much a must in anything you do. As you know, with your show, you're disciplined enough to make sure your interviewers network will work prior to the show, and you also make sure that you have some information on every guest. I've seen a couple of your shows, so I'm a fan. Not just from this, I'm a fan from everything else you do, modeling, piano. You're like an amazing, very eccentric young man. So I'm I'm your fan today.
Wow.
Point that out there.
So, let's get this started off with some questions before the audience starts showing up. Some not lesser questions, but some questions that are eye grabbing. So, what
Okay.
was your life like growing up?
Um, I come from a small town in Alabama called Mobile, but I mostly grew up in Pritchard, all black town. I graduated from an all black high school, came out in class of 96. Um, my childhood was cool. I really wasn't raised by my mom much. She was in my life. I lived with her until I was like 6 years old, and then she joined the service, and I was raised from then on by my grandparents, uncles, aunties, other amazing people. They said it takes a village, and back then I'm a '70s baby, so it definitely took a village because without a village, you wouldn't have the discipline, you wouldn't have the knowledge you needed to succeed or advance into another level. Like that's one reason I left home. A lot of guys stayed there and found themselves getting in trouble or worse. But me myself, I knew being stuck in Pritchard or Mobile wasn't for me. So I
Yeah.
joined the service immediately after high school and tried to see some of the world.
Okay. So, what was your not life like growing up, but what was your experience growing up? What did you do?
Let's see. I sung. Believe it or not, I had an amazing voice until I turned 12 years old. So I sung for the church choir and
Why
the
did you say
baptist.
until you turned 12 years old?
Well, there was a Christmas concert we had when I turned 12, and I had a solo designated to me. I had it nailed. I was ready to kill it. And one of my grandmother, she wasn't really bedridden, but she never really made it to the church. She'd always listen to my services, the meditations, the prayers, via radio show at nighttime. But since it
Mhm.
was a Christmas special, she actually came to the show, and I was all excited to have her there. And this is not the one that raised me. This is my mom's mom. So she came, some other family members came, and I was ready to hit them little notes. And my voice decided it was time to be a man, and it ruined it
So
ruined
you
the
had a
whole show
voice
for me.
crack?
Say again?
Did you have a voice crack?
Yeah, definitely. Several in like one note, like one word, nudist. I was supposed to be saying nudist of Christ, and it just didn't turn out right, my brother. It was an embarrassing,
No.
humiliating experience. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot of that. And yeah, so immediately after that, the following week, I joined the usher board. I gave up singing for real, for real. But so let's see, I was heavy in the church when I grew up. I did ROTC for 4 years. I did a few summer camps, I think at least three. I missed my freshman year, but thereafter I did all the summer camps. So I got to go out and learn more about the military. I got to get a good adrenaline rush for things that I thought would be, influential or good for me. So that's why I signed up for the military as well. 4 years of doing JROTC, it definitely sets you on a path. So you'll be a fool not to take it. You invested 4 years, like why not? And one of the things I learned in the military though is I do encourage everyone, every young man anyway, to go at least for the minimum. I think it's 2 years now. You can do 2 years. Go in there and learn about diversity, learn about yourself, find out your limits, and it's an amazing experience. Because me coming from all black town, honestly, I really didn't care for white people, not so much because what I saw on TV, but how they treat us in the community when we went to the mall. They really do grab their purses tight and all that kind of stuff. So as a child, it messes with you mentally. So you always have some kind of animosity toward that type of situation. And but when I joined the service, surrounded by all these cool white people and everything like that, man, it's nothing but love, bro. I mean, everybody's not the same. You gotta give everybody a chance. You gotta take the opportunity to be in a circle of like-minded individuals. find something that can make you all like cohesive or gel together. And the military did that. So I bonded with a lot of different
So
races,
what did
different
you do in the
cultures.
military? Okay.
I'm sorry.
What did you do in the military then?
My MOS was called 11B1P, which means I was an airborne infantryman. So I jumped out of planes, helicopters, a lot of running, a lot of walking, a lot of hand-to-hand combat. I was also a machine gun squad leader for 2.5 years. So at all times for those 2.5 years, I had 7 to 12 people under me, and that really stroked my ego, and it makes you feel like a man at a young age. So I definitely enjoyed the experience.
Okay. Okay, so you were jumping out of planes and helicopters.
Well, you don't really jump out the helicopters. It depends on which ones you're going out of. I'll give you an example. But for as the planes go, yeah, once the door opens, you pretty much walk out. It's what's called a static line jump most times. So when you jump out, you just gotta be prepared. The static line will actually pull your parachute for you, and hopefully pulls it like it's supposed to, and help you have a safe
Supposed.
landing. Yeah, I've had a couple close ones. I actually had a bad accident while I was in the military. I had what's called a bad jump, and that's why if anyone that's listening, I've ever seen any of my modeling photos without a shirt on, my chest looks kind of like different or whatnot, because I'm missing half of my tissue mass in my
Mm.
right breast. But yeah, neither here nor there. I enjoyed every jump I ever had, even the ones that I was injured on, because I felt myself thinking every time. I felt the synapses popping, me trying to survive. You know, the will to live kicks in, and I'm here right now, so I don't regret any of that.
Wow. Wow, so that was exhilarating. Wow.
It was very. Oh, I'm sorry, helicopters. Now this is cool though, depending on which ones you go out of.
Okay.
For example, the one called a Chinook, you may have seen it in a lot of movies. It's like something Dr. Seuss made. You're surprised it even flies. It's like a long tube, two wheels in the front, two wheels in the back, and up top it has two propellers. It's like, how's that thing fly? But it's called a Chinook. It's mostly used in movies for
What
transporting.
I actually had a toy one of those before.
Okay, exactly. So you know how the back door works then. There's a back door that opens up. And once that back door opens up, you pretty much just walk out. And then the wind does the rest. And then your chute opens, and that's that. Now, if you do like a Black Hawk, a traditional fighter chopper or something like that, there's no back door. You basically sit on the gate of the door and push yourself off. And when you push yourself off, you got to give you time, some time to clear that parachute, clear the chopper. If you don't clear that chopper, you stand a strong chance of getting chopped up or something bad happening. So you got to be, when you don't do static line jumps, you got to be prepared to pull the cord yourself. So it takes a lot of
So,
training and a lot of patience to get that down.
so if you were to pull the parachute too early, you would get chopped. Is that correct?
Basically, yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a good outcome. That's for a helicopter. But as far as planes go, sometimes you don't make it all the way out the door. Your static line could get caught on something. I've seen guys get bounced off the side of the plane while still dropping people off over the drop zone, the DZ, until they can land and try and get that person back in. But I don't know the end results of it. I didn't know that guy. It was just something we witnessed. And hopefully he
Hopefully,
survived that one.
yeah, because that's
Tough one.
that's something. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Would you ever go back to it right now?
I would. I would love to do some of the things I did when I was in the service, but not full hearted. I wouldn't pledge my life to this country again. I have different reasons, and I don't think this is a platform to get into all that. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't go back for full service at all. And then they got age limits. I couldn't. I'm about to be 44 in a few months. I couldn't go back in if I wanted to. I think the
Oh,
cutoff is like 34, 36.
happy early birthday, though.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Right. Wow, wow. You look very good for your age.
I try, man. I dedicate a lot of that to the service, and then being in the modeling industry, it also motivates you because you don't want to be out here looking less than what you're supposed to, and you definitely want to feel less than that. So by working out, you got a confidence, and it helps. Even if you got natural confidence, to know that you actually look good in the mirror, it definitely boosts that a little bit, and it makes you go out into the world ready to just take it on. Whatever they got you wearing, whatever they want you to do, you like, I'm confident enough. I feel like I can take it on. So let's just make it happen.
So yes, you look very good for your age, and also it shows because you were double time winner for Atlanta's Hottest Model.
Yeah, I sure was. And it took a long time to get there. I think I was recognized back in like 2016, but I didn't get nominated until like 2018. And I actually won my first nomination, which was cool. I turned around and I lost in 2019. Shout out to my little brother. Brooke Bingham. He's also the champion right now. He came back and got it again for 2021. So I
Oh,
won in 2020, and I gave it back to my little brother. And we'll see what happens. I'm really not going for it next year. I'm doing more acting right now. I've been focused on more acting for the past couple of years. So I probably won't even get nominated for ATL's Hottest Model. But I do have somewhat of a fan base, I think. So we'll see what happens with that.
so how did it feel when you first won the first time?
Oh, man. Great question. It was definitely a shock, a surprise. The ooh and all was all there because I didn't think I would win that. Like I said, I'm missing half my breast. I never thought to be a model. Only reason I became a model is because of my auntie and her designer, Vivian. They convinced me to model some of Vivian's things, and some other designers saw me and they wanted me to work for them. So that launched a career for me like 2014, 2015. This is when I first started modeling. So it was mind blowing, man, because I never thought I'd even be nominated to be in such a dope competition like that. But to actually win is a whole nother level of excitement. I think I was all smiles that night. There's probably several videos and photos of me just ear to ear, bro. Just the gold dead in the middle. Just happy as happy as I could be. So
So how
the second
were you, were you surprised
I
when
hope
you won the second one?
I was, and it felt good, but it'll be nothing like the first one, man. It was nothing like the first one. But I didn't think I would win either this time. That time, I mean, so it's just nice to have people that actually like you and they'll do what it takes. A simple vote whenever they get opportunity. Every day until the deadline kicks off, they can look out for you if they want to. So it's nice to have people you can count on in situations where it requires a vote to actually win something. So it was a good feeling.
And earlier you said you're going back to acting and really focusing on acting. I just heard you got into a movie very recently.
Yes, sir. I would love to. Thanks to sister JJ, aka Jordell Benjamin. She's the writer and creator behind When Life Happens. She actually wrote a character in for me called Kevin. And she was talking about how whenever I'm around people, I tend to kind of make them laugh without trying. And that's how she wanted Kevin's approach to being the film, like sarcastic and things like that. But I was kind of taken back when she said that because I was like, this is hard work. I practice not trying to make people think I'm trying to make them laugh. What do you mean? This isn't easy. But at any rate, so I became Kevin. So I embodied the guy Kevin. That was pretty much easy to do. But the lead of the movie, when what's happened, he caught COVID. So
Mm.
when he caught COVID, the doors and windows opened up for me. I was invited to be the lead, so I tried out for it, and here I am. We've been filming now every weekend for the past maybe 5 weekends, 5 or 6. We're not near wrapping it up yet, but the finished project is going to be amazing. I'm just so excited to be a part of this amazing cast, the writers, and yeah, it
So
was
you
just a
said
blessing.
she wrote in Kevin for you.
Yeah, she did,
Is there
and it's
still going to
crazy.
be a Kevin?
There's still a Kevin,
Okay.
but me knowing what I know about Kevin and how it's supposed to think be me, I'm really like I try not to focus on Kevin too much because I just feel I would have done him justice. And my guy's doing his thing, but you know, uh, yeah, and we're not done yet. I'm not taking anything away from the guy that's playing Kevin. He's a great guy in real life, but as far as the character goes, I had envisioned Kevin a different way. But it's it's what it is.
So what was your most exciting moment acting?
Um, I've done several things. I've done a commercial for Black Lives Matter when I actually get shot by a cop. That was pretty cool. I've done several stage plays, and each one is improv. Well, not all of my stage plays have been improv, but one particular one called The Shell of a Man is strictly improv. So every time we've done that show, it's been a different show, and it's a different atmosphere, and that show is always exciting for me because I've got to play off whoever plays my wife at that particular show. And since it's improv, we never know what the other person is really going to say, but we've got to got to get our point across. We've got to have developed a sense of questions from you guys and make you guys want more. And we've done it every time, so I love that. But see, I can't say the most exciting thing I've done yet
What was the
in
weirdest thing
acting.
you did in that improv show?
Well, the weirdest thing I did in an improv show was after I had an accident last year. I almost lost my eye, a slip and fall incident. I actually showed up, and folks were surprised that I actually made it. Most of them thought it was makeup. The guys that didn't know I were injured. So at the end of the show, the weirdest thing was they were questioning about who did the makeup, and I'm like, it's a great show, but I actually incorporated my injury into the show. That's what made them think it was actual makeup. So that was kind of weird and exciting at the same time that I actually pulled it off to where they didn't believe it was my face really jacked up like it was.
Like, they're like,
But
wow, man, that really like the way it's kind of puffing up, you know, with like you
yeah,
can
it was
almost like see pus, bro. Like, wow, who did your makeup?
yeah, it was bad. It was hard. Fresh stitches. I had just been stitched up maybe 6 hours prior to that getting there, and it was 21 stitches to close the eye. It took about 4 days to open it, but you look at me now, you wouldn't even know it. So it's the blessing, and it's how you take care of your body as well, I would say. So hey, I'm still here.
So, how you take care of your body? So, what is your workout regimen and your health regimen?
Well, I try to stay in the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. Back when I first started modeling, I was in like every day. Couldn't tell me anything, couldn't change that regimen. But as time went by, I realized that for starters, my situation with my chest can't work out too much because it would be really obvious to my situation. And I try to alleviate questions as much as possible from that, especially when I have no shirt on. It's like it's not the topic. I'm modeling somebody's pants or underwear right now. Don't worry about my half breasts. It's not. I'm not focused on that. But um, I I'd have to say I can't say what was the my AirPod just died. One of them anyway. We're good. Um, yeah, man. I just love what I do, man. I love the acting and the stage plays are always the funnest because you can't if you mess up, you mess up. There's no coming back from that, and hopefully they don't see it and you don't let them know you messed up. You can pull it off. But when it comes to like the movies and things, I'm really just now really getting into this as far as being a lead. I have not had the opportunity to play this many roles or many emotions. It takes a lot to be a lead character because in this storyline, this guy, it's when life happens. So life is constantly changing for him, and he's having to adapt to every situation. He gets himself involved in some a guy that's a murderer slash drug dealer and has two hit women that work for him. So and he owes these guys money. They're threatening his family, threatening his wife. And I'm just excited to be a part of something like that. And I'm just learning as I go. I mean, I can answer pretty much any question you have, but I still have a lot to learn, and I'm ready to elevate and level up as much as possible, so I can
So,
answer all these questions better.
so you say you have a lot to, learn, a lot to go to before you could reach your best, but that's still not really possible. You could keep striving and striving and striving,
Right?
but you probably won't reach your best because there's always more. But how much have you evolved from when you first started?
A tremendous lot. I was just basically reading. I was like table reads. To me, that's all it was, a table read. I had no idea at first that you're supposed to, once you read it the first couple times, now it's time to get to it. Now you need to see how you're going to bring your emotion to it, how you're going to bring the character to life. I was just basically always doing table reads until it came time for the camera. Then I would try to, add my emotions. That's you're setting yourself up for failure that way. You've got to be able to get in the moment, be present. You know what I mean? And just hopefully you got a good team around you that supports you and they want to see you flourish and be the best you can. And it all comes together. And we'll go back. I just thought about the question you asked me, made me get off of it. But the workout regimen is since the eye incident. I'm back in the gym now. I'm trying to go 3 days a week. But vitamins, I don't take many. I got Mega Man. I've got elderberry. I drink plenty of water. Um, I don't drink sodas. If I do, it's like a Sierra Mist or a Sprite. Those are the only two I really drink because there's no caffeine and light acid. Uh, I know light acid, no caffeine. But I don't. I'm no. I don't really. I'm not a vegan. I eat meat, so there's nothing really special about my diet. Anybody could be a better themselves by not doing what I do, if that makes sense. I eat, bro. I eat. I just try to be in the gym to work it off, and I most times get motivated when it's nearing the show. I'm single, so I'm happy with myself. I don't have to impress anyone, so I don't need to be like killing myself in the gym anymore, which was the mindset I had when I first started modeling because I wanted to be what everybody wanted. I want to be used by everybody, and I was doing a show like every weekend the first 2 years I started. So that's how I got recognized and was nominated to even catch your attention. I mean, the first show I did with you. I mean, the first show you did, I think, was with me, right? Was that your first show or no?
No, my first one was like, wait, my first, are you talking about my first one through the internet or
Mod
my first one? Like,
First modeling show,
oh, my
first
first,
fashion
oh
show.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was with you.
Okay, now yeah, that was a cool experience, man. You came in and did your thing too,
That was a
and
lot.
yeah, you were pretty impressive. And then I learned out how much your mom loves you. I don't, she has the utmost respect and she'll do anything for you. Made me get out of seat. Actually, I only got out of the seat being the gentleman I am. I thought I got out of the seat for your mom. I was giving it to her. Then I started giving it to you. I'm like, okay, hold up. I don't know if I like this situation, but I realized how special you were and why she was doing the things she were. And look at you, man. That was probably 3-4 years ago, and you constantly elevated. You're not even yourself yet, man. You're going to be an amazing young man. So I'm just
Thank
eyes
you.
open and wish you the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you become.
Thank you. Thank you. So, what was your weirdest time modeling? What was the weirdest thing you had to wear, or just the weirdest thing you?
Sometimes, like I've been asked to wear a kilt or a skirt, whatever it was, but I don't want photos of me out like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's something about my masculinity or maybe my pride, but I've got other friends and big guys I look up to that do it, and that's cool. That's on them. That won't make or break me not to or to wear a skirt on the runway. But that's one of the things I think I wouldn't do, wearing no dress type, female type stuff down the runway. And yeah, I got to stick to that one.
Okay.
Because I am a man, young man. You know, we bring the style, we bring the fashion, we bring it all just like the women can, but in a cooler, sensual way. You know, they can get sexy and they can do all these type of things when they walk down the runway. You being the male model yourself, you know, we're limited what we can do. So you just really got to have that energy, and you know, hopefully it reflects. You know, you put that outfit on, you change your little style, you show off in it. You know what I'm talking about, and it's an amazing feeling. And I know you love when you hear the crowd. You can't be smiling as much as I do back at the audience, but you gotta admit that's a big deal, right? When you're walking down the runway and you're hearing everybody, "Ooh, Jalen, go, that's my boy," or whatever the case may be. That's an amazing feeling, right?
Yeah.
That's one of my motivations to keep doing it too. That sense of appreciation is amazing.
Okay. What was the best thing you wore down the runway, or just modeling anything? What was the best thing you wore that you were like, bro, can I keep this? You know, I could pay for this, but I really want this. Can you
Yeah, that's a tough one. But I do have two of my favorite male suit designers will be Ryan Lamar and Buttercup's Closet. And for Buttercup, I've actually have purchased some of her things, and she's blessed me with a couple items as well. But anything I wear for her, man, it's flashy. I love it. No one has it, and the fabric she picks for her designs are freaking amazing. You actually you didn't host, but you had the red carpet, right, for the 2022 Black Expo this year.
Oh yeah.
So you may have seen some of Buttercup's designs. I know you were busy doing your thing, but man, she killed, bro. The audience was going crazy every time someone walked down the aisle or the runway and what she has. That's how amazing she is. So anything from her, I want to have it. I feel like it's me when it's on me. It's an extension of myself, and yeah. So I will probably put it over my man Ryan, but I love both of those guys. They're amazing at what they do.
So when you're not modeling, what do you normally wear?
Um, Tank top. Nah, it depends on the weather. But like to wear tank tops a lot. I mean, I got tattoos for a reason, right? So and then I'm in the gym for a reason. So mostly sweats and a tank top or jeans and a tank top. Other than that, you know, if it's chilly, t-shirt, turtleneck. But yeah, I don't really get flashy when I'm not modeling unless it's a cool event or an engagement, because I do own a lot of nice stuff and I love to clean up like I'm on the runway. But I don't do that. I mean, I dyed my beard for the show. You probably can't even see it. And I'm looking at, why did I even dye it? You can't even tell it was great. But yeah, so I take pride in certain things, and being a part of your show here, I really did you know, try to fix my face a little bit.
Thank you. So what is your goal with your career?
Well, I really started with no goal, just a little ambition, you know, like when I entered the modeling world. And since then, I've already been published in a couple magazines, uh, on the cover of a couple magazines.
Okay.
And that led me into getting to acting, because for me, whenever I'm wearing something for a different designer, and whenever I'm going back down the runway in a different outfit, my whole walk, my whole approach, my whole demeanor changes, because you gotta, you know, I'm just a human clothes hanger. The outfits were supposed to get all the attention. And so depending on what I do, I'm gonna draw the eyes and the attention to what I'm wearing. And so feeling that way and loving it, that's what really got me started into wanting to act. And since then, I've been pushing forward, and it's a great feeling. It's all been blessings on top of blessings, and it has to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
my path is cool. I really have no major goals. Like, I don't even care to go to New York Fashion Week. Like, a lot of people go crazy to be at these places. that doesn't move me. To drive to New York to wear something for somebody and not even get paid for it, or even if they are getting paid, something change. That's just not for me. I don't care about that. Now, since the modeling thing, I reached my climax with the modeling. I'm cool. Anything else happens, it's a plus. The acting is what I really want to get, really want to, do my best at. That's what I really want to shine at. I really want to, who knows, be nominated for a SAG. Just get nominations outside of Atlanta for something other than modeling. So that's
Do
pretty
you think
much.
you'll ever go back to focusing to modeling?
I mean, I won't ever lose focus on it because I do have, like I said, designers that want to actually work with me, and for those designers, I'm always be there for free. But as far as just finding, some new designers and going out to casting calls and want to be a part of certain shows, if it's not a relationship already built with the host of the show, the person's putting the show on, the organization, or whatever the case may be, I really don't move toward things like I used to in the modeling world. But I am always active if needed for, my people.
Okay. Okay. So before you get to more stuff that you're doing right now, let's go back to when you were younger. So you said you stopped singing about when you were 12. Did you ever want to restart or?
I do, man. I would love to right now, but I know it's that time is come and went, man. My voice is what it is. It's, it's not gonna. I can do bass. I can't do no soprano. I can do tenor. I can't do any of that other little the high notes that I was hitting as a kid. Nah, I can't do any of that. It amazes me how some of these guys like Usher and Trey Songz and Jacquees and all those guys, they're still young and they've been doing it all their lives. So they definitely have a talent for it. But they still have, even Justin Bieber still can sing some of the songs he sung when he was a kid. And it's crazy how their voices can deflect like that. Me personally, I guess if I practiced enough and had a coaching, I could, but I'm not taking singing that serious right now. If a role presents itself and they want to give me some coaches, I'm definitely gonna jump on that wagon. But yeah, singing is not really a passion for me right now, but I would definitely love to have it. It's an amazing talent for those that do have it, and they got to keep using it because that's one thing I can say. If you don't use the singing talent, you would definitely lose it.
Were you focusing on any other musical things besides singing when you were a child or now?
And when I was a child, I tried to play the saxophone. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. That's why I joined ROTC. Band wasn't my thing. Um, I played baseball in high school. We did pretty good. I played my junior and senior year, and
Did you
that
make
was
any
fun.
dunks?
Did I make any hoop
Dunks.
dunks?
Mm-hmm.
No. Baseball.
Oh, I thought
Baseball.
it was
If I
basketball.
said basketball, forgive me. No, baseball. I definitely played basketball in school. I was horrible at basketball. Yeah, I can't deny that. I wore glasses, man. I get upset when I get to sweat and the glasses fall off, or somebody hit me and the glasses fall off. I'm ready to fight. It was just basketball really was never my thing. Although I had a court at home, and all of us would get together and shoot on like Saturday after I watched all the vehicles at the house, whatnot. But I just never my thing. I was fast. I was entertaining. Class clown when I wanted to be. Center of attention when I wanted to be. I actually won several accolades or superlatives. I was actually the Mr. Homecoming. I was Mr. Senior. I was King of the Prom.
Wow.
Most unpredictable. The coolest. My cousin Brian Wilson beat out Best Smile. I had this. My go-to was fresh then, man. I was smiling hard. I should have won that anyway. I digress. But
Betrayal.
yeah,
Betrayal.
yeah, it's cool. He does have a beautiful smile even now. His family, so it works out. But yeah, I did. Music is done for me. Yeah, music is done. Unless unless you and I can team up on a movie and they want us to learn how to sing together, because I know you can still sing, right? You can play the piano and sing at the same time, can't you?
Yeah.
It's talent, bro. See, fascinating young man. I'll make sure I get an autograph after the show.
Okay. 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 So I heard you said you have a basketball court. Was that when you were younger or now?
No, that was when I was definitely younger. And the crazy part about it was living in the country,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have the means or the money to get my basketball court all concreted in one time. So every time my grandmother caught a cement truck driving around the neighborhood doing a job, we'd holler about what they had left. Give them 20, 25 bucks to bring it over. So over time, I eventually got a whole half court. But
Wow.
the problem with it is, since it was never laid properly, there was a lot of places you didn't want to be trying to dribble the ball because you couldn't. A lot of places you want to run or walk at because you probably twist your ankle. We had a lot of injuries on my court. So, yeah, it's not the proudest moment, but the guys, my cousins, and some of my classmates, we all
But
loved
you
it.
did work out for that half a court.
Yeah, that didn't work out for me, and especially with half the court being half a court.
You know.
But that was a fun thing, man. Basketball was a cool talent. What other things do you do? What sports are you into? I know you got a lot going on your plate. Do you involve yourself with sports at all?
I used to a lot, but not anymore.
You don't have
So,
time for it, bro.
I mean, yeah, that
If you
too.
could,
But
if you could pick your one sport to stick to and make it, squeeze it into what you got going on right now, what sport would you find that what would be worth it for you? What did you enjoy that you would squeeze into all your activities that you're doing right
does it have what do you classify as a sport? Do you mean like a sport or a hobby sport?
now? A sports sport. It can be even be debated.
Well, I guess I really just wanna. I mean, I still like basketball and baseball. I really can do a lot of sports, not football, but anything besides that I could probably do. I really may want to get back into tennis, which is something that I did a little bit ago.
That's good, and that's something I think you probably could incorporate with everything you got going on now. You're not putting much damage on your body. You're young. You won't hurt your knees or anything. It's low impact. You're not getting hit, and you can make some money off it too. But it's a cool hobby to have, and it's an amazing sport.
Yeah,
I never
but
got
for
the opportunity.
hobby wise, I want to learn how to, draw. I have my own graphics tablet, so I want to learn how to draw. So that's an hobby I want to do. But sports wise, I guess it's more like baseball or, um, you know, baseball. Like I really like baseball. I don't
That'd
know.
be a cool one too. But the world's your oyster. How old are you again, Jay? Like
Uh,
14? 12, right? So I
Mhm.
gave you 2 years on you because you're so
Yeah.
elegant and older there. But
And since
man,
I'm so tall, I
I
never
love the
bragged
bow
about
tie.
my height at all to no one. You know, since I'm so tall, I'm higher than that. Huh, huh. Well, besides me, how good were you at baseball?
I was pretty good at baseball actually. I was a switch hitter. I could hit with my left hand and my right hand. Um, and I had a lot of accidents. Actually, I almost broke my nose once in baseball. That wasn't cool. It was right for yearbook pictures too. So the junior year, you won't find me in the yearbook. Cause yeah. What else happened? I love baseball, man. It was a great sport, but
Do you still
yeah.
play it now? Sometimes, as when you get the chance.
No, I don't. I will. I probably played more tennis since I've graduated than baseball. Honestly, I actually own a tennis racket and balls, and I can do that whenever I get a chance. But no, I haven't really played baseball in a long time. I've had people in the past few years when they found out I was 40 and over want me to join like a softball league, and that's not the same for me. And kind of like you, I got too many things going on to commit to something that's going to require that much of my attention.
Hey, but maybe
I
once
can't
we
do it.
could play tennis together.
I would love that, man. You can educate me, get me up to your speed.
I already have a
That'd
tennis
be fun.
racket. I'm not sure if I got it a while ago, so I'm not sure if I need to get a bigger one.
I
But
got two. They're identical, so it doesn't matter. And that'd be good for my old knee, helping this old man out, young man. So I'd love you for that. We
okay,
can set
okay.
that up some other. But I am proud of you, bro. I can't say because, like I said, I met you when you were a lot younger than 12. You weren't even in your pre. You weren't even in what do they call 12? Teen? What do they call it? Not teenager, but it's like
Preteen.
preteen.
Yeah.
You were nowhere near preteen when I met you, man. But you were as impressive as you are now. So just keep growing, man. And anytime you need me for anything, I can help. I'll host or be at your side at an event to help you. Any questions, let me know. I'll try to make it happen because I'm
Okay.
rooting for you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
So, what do you want to be known as?
That's a great question, man. Because I always be quick to say I don't really care what people think, and that's not necessarily true at all, man. That's not true. I want to be the person that when I'm gone, folks talk about how cool I was, how respectful I was, how um, awesome I was, how I created something with them, or I inspired them to create something, or they saw something in me and it made them become better. I mean, I want to be a positive influence in life, even after I'm gone. I want people to be able to look back and say, "Hey, I love this model. He taught me something." my motto is always to say, think what's the best that can happen. So think what's the best that can happen, because no matter what you're going through in life, sometimes you're in these bad situations, people get down on themselves. Like, why me? What else? And the more you say things like
Mostly
that, the
thinking
more
of
you,
the worst things that could happen instead of the best.
yeah. And the more you think of the worst things, the more you're going to get the worst things. So you change your mindset, you change your life. And that's one thing I want people to be able to say that way. Like, hey, I try to think more positive now, and it's working for me. Because I guarantee you, man, it's an amazing thing. You change your mindset, you will definitely change your life. If you're a negative person and you realize you want to know why all this bad stuff is happening to you, realize because you bring it out, because you're a negative person, because you bring all this turmoil and mediocrity to your life. We're not meant to live a mediocre life. We're not meant to be going through struggles and turmoil. We're meant to be happy, positive people. You know what I mean? We're meant to pass that legacy on to our generations, and it got to be a legacy of love, respect, and creativity. It can't be hate, negativity, and animosity. That's never a good thing at all. So I want people to say I'm totally the opposite of all that. And it took a while, for me to even get to where I am as far as not getting high headed. As a kid, I had a short temper, a short temper and a short fuse. So it didn't take much to get under my skin. But now as an adult, I mean, I learned you got to process things a little better. You can't be so high headed. Some things don't even worth your attention. Um, But that was a hard lesson to get there. And now I'm there. I can share with other people, like, just stop thinking about that bad thing. I'm also what they call Pollyanna. A lot of folks don't know what that means, but it's spelled just like it's pronounced. It's Pollyanna. What it means is I'm one of the people that has the ability to see the silver lining, see something positive. No matter what I'm going through in my life, I could be damn near getting evicted, or like when I had that accident in my body, I had to find the positive in that to help pull through. And I do that. And sometimes if I'm telling somebody about it and they're going through something, the positive, a lot of times you don't want to hear that. And I don't get upset with them. I understand, because I've been in a situation when I'm going through something. I don't need nobody to tell me, oh, it's okay, it's going to be all right. I'm like, no, it's not okay. I'm living in that moment right now. I know it's not okay. I don't know when it's going to be okay. But you got somebody telling you that, hey, I believe in you. It's going to be all right. Think about it. You've been in worse situations in your life. This is not the first time you felt this way, but you've overcome all that. You got to think, when you were a child, those situations you had no control over. Your parents, your teachers had sole control over those situations, but you still pulled through because of who you were. And it's going to happen. You're going to have things like that in your life, man. But you got to know that you can come through, see yourself victorious, and deal with it head on. When you deal with it, and you make it happen. You make it work for you. You don't work on nobody else's terms. You don't end up altering your beliefs or anything because of somebody else, because you're standing on your ground, on your beliefs. And keep that in mind, young man. You can go a long way. Just think what's the best that can happen, and knowing that you are the.
I mean, if you thought what the worst thing could happen after, your accident, I mean, where would you be now?
I probably would not have healed as well if I healed. I might have had another accident. It could have, who knows? It definitely would not be the situation I'm in right now. Well, that's just a story I can tell, and I can actually laugh about it a little bit now looking at some of the photos, because I was straight out the movie, straight FX. You would think it was straight makeup, but no. That was real life.
So I know this is past this when I talked about earlier, but how many friends do you have from military?
Not many at all. I want to say one that I can get in touch with right now, because when I was in the military, it was in the 90s. We didn't have social media. We didn't have ways to stay in touch. You had phone numbers and addresses. People moved. Phone numbers change. You lose phone numbers. But the thing is, being in the military, their first and last name. So if I ever really want to look for somebody particularly, I guess I could try to, but I haven't really stayed in touch with anyone from the military days. I ETS'd in 99, and I haven't looked back since. And ETS means I ended my term of service. With an honorable discharge, by the way.
Okay. And I heard you were like one person that was in charge of a lot of other people, and you said that really boosted your ego. How did you feel at that moment?
It's nice to have the respect of people, your peers, and those that are under you as well. And they know that you're not going to put them in a dangerous situation. This is life or death, what we're doing. It wasn't for play. It wasn't like, you really got to make sure that these guys trust you with their lives, and you can do what you're supposed to do. And you got to trust them with your life, and trust that they can do what they're supposed to do. Because it's a team, it's a system. That's why it's called a squad. Everybody has their role to play, and if somebody's lacking, they do have what's called a weakest link. And that's real reality. If somebody's not pulling their weight, somebody else has got to slack off what they're supposed to be doing to help cover that weight, and it messes up the whole team, mess up the whole squad. If everyone's carrying their weight and they're respecting each other, and we know we got an end mission and an end goal, it all works out. And for me, to have guys, different races, like we talked about earlier, under me and listening to me, and we like got each other's back for real, that was an amazing experience.
So I know you didn't reach them. People you actually can't reach right now because phone numbers changed, social media didn't exist, house addresses changed, stuff like that. But who was really like one of your best pals in the military?
I actually had two. One was a South Korean. South Korea? Yeah. One was from South Korea, and one was from Missouri. He was an Indian. And those two we weren't roommates or anything, but we stayed on the same floor in the barracks. And whenever we had downtime, those were my cats, man. We did everything together for almost 3 years. We did everything together. It was pretty cool. So I miss those cats. I actually dropped both of them off at the train station together. They ETS before I did. So I sent them on their way. But yeah, man. Yeah, see, yeah, I'm looking up some folks.
Okay.
The problem is my South Korean. His name was I'm sorry.
No, you can finish.
My South Korean friend, I wouldn't be able to find him anyway, because he had a name in the military called Pete St. John, which was a government name. But his real name was like Kim Do-jin. I can't even spell it. And I know he's probably not on social media. He really wasn't the type of cat back then. So I probably couldn't find him. And then the other guy, his name was Richard Price. Everybody call him Dick for short. So I need if I can find Dick. Thank you, man. You got to think about some people. I need to go see if I can find these guys, if they're still alive. And hopefully in good health.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
So how did you get your nickname, TCool?
Oh, high school. Freshman year. There was two of my friends that actually died my freshman year in a car accident. But we all had like nicknames and stuff. And they always called me Too Cool, which was TOOCOOL. I guess that's how they saw me and how I carried myself, which I like my name better than all of theirs. Applejack and all these different names they had. I love my name way better. It meant something to me. I was actually in the workshop typing out on the computer, big printouts, hanging on my wall, saying Too Cool all in my bedroom. I'll have to find some pictures and post those up on my social media if I can find them. But yeah, I was full of myself. I had the coolest name out of everybody, I thought. Okay. But then when they passed, it really stuck with me. I didn't want anybody to call me nothing else too much, you know what I mean? So we kept that. And as I grew up, it converted from Too Cool to TC for short. So it's what it is. And it works in my favor. Nobody can pronounce my real name. So I had to go by Troy for short. But I like TC a lot better. My real name is a Greek name. It's actually two names put together. It's a male name and a female name. So it's very unique. No one has it. But it's pronounced Troyesta. So I got into a lot of fights as a kid over that name. Folks changed into other things like travestite and all kinds of crazy stuff that was inappropriate. And yeah, got in a lot of fights over that one. True story about my name, since it was so long, and I only went by Troy for short. Mm-hmm. I was in the 4th grade before I realized I had a real middle name. When they asked me to write your whole name on the paper, right? I write my name down. Troyesta.
Like it says, it has you like where you put in your name, it has a line, and you're just like
bypassing that line. Yeah. And then when they were like, put your whole name, I cut Troy in half. And but that's my middle name. The teacher looking at the records like, no, that's not your name. Your name is Darnell. I'm like, what? Who's that? So yeah, showed me that, and I got to the house, and boy, did I get in trouble for not knowing my middle name. That was embarrassing for everybody. So I had to write it like 200 times at home. It was a mess, bro. But I definitely know I have a middle name now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Your teacher was like,
what is this? Like, I'm here. What is this? Yeah, she didn't expect me to break down my first name, but everybody knew I went by Troy because the first name was so long. Even the teachers could pronounce it. It was just Troy was his name. His kid's name's Troy. And I was that kid that thought my name was only Troy, you know. Minus the
what about your last name? You knew your last name though, right?
Yeah, of course. I love my last name. My last name is so unique. It's so unique. It's actually the way it is because my grandfather changed the marriage license. He married my grandmother. He changed the last name on the marriage license. And when that happened, all the kids came out with our last name, Apkins, and grandkids and so on and so forth have the same last name. So pretty much anybody you see with that last name, they're related to me somewhere, be it marriage or blood, we're related.
Wow. So you didn't know you had a middle name until 4th grade.
Did not know. Hurt my feelings when I found out. And yeah,
So like,
here we are now.
Like, aren't there always like where you have to fill out your full name? Why didn't that come up earlier? Like in school?
Great question. Like I said, I was in the 4th grade, and I don't know why I didn't come up earlier. I guess I always wrote it like I wrote it. I always wrote half my first name and my last name. I always bypassed the middle initial or the middle name because it just didn't resonate. But once I realized what it was, my whole name, of course, I got to accept it and deal with it. But yeah, it's cool. It's nice to have 3 names.
Yeah.
I guess. Some people only have 2. Like my mom, she doesn't have a middle name. Nope. Vera Apkins.
No one knows my middle name though. Besides some people.
If you want to, would you like to share right now live? No.
I can.
It's up to you, my brother. It's up to you, young man. It's your show. You can save it for next week. You know what I mean? Get him. You want to know my middle name? Watch next week's show. Post that out there. See how many people tune in. I'll tune in for sure.
Okay. If you want to know what my middle name is, watch next show because that may or may not come up. You'll have to.
Okay, there you go. Now I'm committed. Just that quick. See how you did it?
Okay. I'm still surprised you didn't know you had a middle name, but let's get past that for a moment.
Yeah, because now all over again. Thanks, Jay. Let's get past that.
Yeah. I had to make you relive it. Not let you. I had to make you. In case you forgot. I had to make you.
No, I won't. We're good.
Yes. Okay. So, was there anything you really wanted to do when you were younger that you still haven't done now?
Amazingly enough, when I was younger, I wanted to be Superman, and I wanted to act, and I wanted to join the fire department. So it's like, I'm not Superman. I never joined the fire department, but I am based on my acting thing. And as a kid, if you had any kind of desires, thing you want to do, no matter, it's never too late. Once you get in there, if you really focus and you want to make it happen, just go for it. So you want
it. You can still be Superman, man. You can't stop dreaming.
You're right. I can still be Superman. Matter of fact, I could be my day job could be a fireman, and at nighttime I could be Superman, and we can make it a movie. So I can act out. It's 3 in 1. You're a genius, Jay.
I think you also found a way to get more money. I mean, you can do this, even though that's quite a bad thing to do, since you have laser vision that causes fires. You're a fireman. I think you get what I'm laying down. I mean,
To feel relevant, I might cause accidents and put them on myself.
No, you wouldn't do that. Like, no, whatever. Yeah. No. But there's some things I haven't brought up yet, even though it's near the end. I want to bring out everything. So before we end it, I heard you have a broadcasting network, WPPV 10.5 Live.
You did do some research. No, I wish, man. I had to shut my station down in 2018, but I did have a radio station for a little over 2 years. It was an internet radio station. Had an app for it back then. Probably about 900 downloads. And the station was called WPPV 105 Live. It stood for We Push Positive Vibes, because my whole mission with the station was to be able to go out to different communities and support them, broadcasts they have going on, live streaming, live interviews. And of course, we promote it on our social medias and maybe get flyers and things like that made. And now people tune in to my station to see what we're doing with the people that they care about. And I had so many ideas for the station I never got to even do, but it was costing me more money in the back end, to where, although it's something I love, I couldn't be paying to help other people and not myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I would still go do it, but it was not benefiting me nor the station. So I had to get that down.
Well, it was fun, though, right?
It was amazing, man. I had a blast doing every show, every I was supported. I even found myself getting involved in politics a little bit there. I was at don't make me lie. It was some guy at the time who had a campaign running for mayor, 2017, and we were invited out to do the play the music for the kids and do some interviews while the kids back by the bouncy house and the other stuff they had going on. So I DJ'd there, and I got these some interviews, which was really cool.
Okay.
And things like that made me feel special about the station. That's what it was there for. Different avenues of different forms of information, different forms of supporting your community, and probably get it back again. I'm definitely gonna capitalize on what I started because I've still got some business cards, some step and repeats, and things of that nature that I can bring back. So if I can make time for it and get the money up, get another support system, make it happen.
Yeah.
But WP is one of my beliefs. We push positive vibes. Like you've seen me in person, wherever I go. I'm always trying to make somebody happy, trying to make somebody smile. I'm trying to leave a lasting impression. So my auntie, Judy Eccles, Miss ATL's Hottest Fashionista 2 years running. No matter where we go, my counterpart, Lisa Love, Lisa Jackson, we always try to make people feel better than they were when we got there.
Okay.
We push positive vibes.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I really like that. But I also know you're part of Total Life Changing and Simply United Together. What are those?
Well, actually, I was a part of those. They were nonprofits at the time. And yeah, I don't think TLA is in existence anymore. And I'm pretty sure SUT is about to be no longer in existence. I'm not sure. I've been associated with those guys about 4 years, honestly. They won the Steve Harvey Neighborhood Awards in 2015 off the work the organization did. Me and my guys, the teams I built, and all the things we had done of 2014. And the last show they had at the Phillips Arena when Steve Harvey was here for the Neighborhood Awards for the nonprofit Simply United Together actually won. But some other stuff was going on behind the scenes, and after that and everything, I just didn't want to be associated with it.
So,
I left.
do you have ideas of creating or being a part of another nonprofit?
It all depends. I wouldn't really want to. That board stuff is overrated. But if it's a good purpose and depends on what they're doing, and if I don't have to play no major role, just be affiliated.
I can hear you for a second. I just started lagging, but can you repeat that real quick?
Sure. You were asking me about would I join another nonprofit? I believe it was the question. Yeah. I was saying I would join one, but I wouldn't join the board. I'd only join it depending on what the cause is, what do they do, and what do they actually support, and if they're actually doing what they say they're doing. Yeah, I would consider being a part of another one, but it's not a major thing for me. I mean, the world's going to help itself, whether I'm a part of it or not. You know, I can do what I can from my end to bring joy and help the world or the people I'm around, and hopefully it travels like a ripple in the sand or like a ripple in the water. You know, people can feel it from somebody else. Something I said, they share it, somebody else laugh, whatever the case may be. I just want to keep people feeling like they're not meant to live mediocre. They're not meant to be sad. They're not meant to feel bad about themselves. So I just push that positive vibe. I just like to let people know that, man, it's gonna be okay. You're better than that. You're worthy. You don't know it, but I'm telling you, you're worthy. You gotta believe it. Yeah. There's cool things in the world. Words like hope and faith. They're awesome words, and the definitions are amazing as well. But without belief, what's hope? What's faith? If you don't believe it, you don't know it, you don't feel it, and sense that it's gonna work out in your favor, what's the hope? What's the faith? So I'm a strong believer, man. And I speak life into anything and anybody I deal with. Like every time I see you, I'm gonna tell you I'm rooting for you. I'm gonna tell you I'm wishing you the best because you're not letting me down at all. You're not failing. You're not disrespectful. You're an amazing guy, bro. So I'm gonna love on you every time I see you, like I do for most people. So you don't think it's just you. I mean, I love people like yourself. I'm a lover of positive people doing great things, brother. And you are one of those at an early age.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And also, we have some comments that I didn't put it up earlier, but thank you for your service from Sanaya.
Okay, thank you. My pleasure, Sanaya.
And they also really like your quote, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
You can have it. Use it. Change your mindset. Change your life. Also, always remember, think what's the best that could happen. That's the most important thing I can tell you. Think what's the best that can happen. Don't feel bad long. Don't beat yourself up long. Don't stress things you have no control over because life is going to be what it's going to be. Don't kill yourself early stressing things that you actually can physically touch, you can't physically move and make the way you want it to be or the way you feel it should be. If there's middle people involved, don't get your blood pressure up. You might need to change your team. But just don't stress things you have no control over. That's a big one.
Yes. And before I ask for your information, and since it's almost done, I didn't know how. It went by very fast. But can you tell us 2 more questions, 2 more answers to these 2 questions?
Sure.
Now, I definitely don't ask these questions every time in this interview. So before those 2 questions that are very, very difficult, who's your best inspiration to keep going?
Wow. I never thought about that. Me, honestly. I mean, not to be vain or me. I'm what keeps me going. I can't say my kids. My kids are grown. And I mean, even if they weren't, it's me. I've got to be motivated myself. I've got to do what I got to do to make things happen. So I'll never give up on myself. I'll never doubt myself. There's enough people do that for me already. You know what I mean? Folks who maybe know me will think I can't do things that I'm totally capable of doing. So I'll never doubt myself. Yeah, just me. I hate to sound vain, but that's my honest answer.
Okay. Now here's these 2 hard questions. Very hard.
Okay.
Now these questions I definitely don't ask before, and since you saw my interviews, you know I'm definitely not going to ask a question I asked before.
Okay.
So these 2 questions are very important. Are you ready for these?
I'm ready.
Okay. Now this first one's not as hard as the second one, but still very hard. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food? Seafood. I want to say soul food, but oh God, seafood. I love seafood.
What type of seafood?
Shrimp, pasta, salmon. I love all the fish grill. Only certain ones you can fry. I've just been turning on the swai lately. That's a pretty good fish. I'll even still eat tilapia. I know it's not a real. It's a real fish, but I know it's genetically engineered. But I messed tilapia up, my brother. All the fish. I'm from the country. We used to fish when I was a kid. I'm dying to go fishing as an adult. I haven't been in a while. Yeah, you kill it, you eat it, and it was sad. That was true because my grandfather hit a turtle once. Pulled over, put the turtle in the trunk of the car. We got back home. They had turtle soup. I didn't have turtle soup. They had turtle. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's one way to live. I mean, technically, it's not as bad as if you just kill it and walk away. I mean, at least if you kill it, you put it to use. I mean, hopefully that doesn't go for coyotes or anything like that. But
I don't know. I was never around if they did that. I hope not.
I mean, hey, if they're on a big enough truck, maybe they may get some deer meat. Well, it has to be a big truck because deers are pretty heavy. But I mean,
they are fresh deer meat. I'm sure we take that home.
Yeah.
With windshield.
Oh yeah, just grab the horn. Just use it for something later.
Oh yeah. Ashtray, wall decor. Who knows?
Yeah. It could be carved into spoon.
And look at you.
Or a knife.
Always outside of the.
You could say it's your special hunting knife.
A culinary set. Make it a knife fork, salad fork.
Yeah, I mean, your whole truck will be really, kind of disfigured because deers are heavy, and that you may start getting suspected, killing deers. But I mean,
or people.
I mean, hey, that may count as cannibalism. But I mean, if you're gone by the rule, I mean, yeah.
Don't eat people, guys.
Don't eat people. I don't think you should eat deers either. Turtles totally fine. I'm not sure about deers. I know if you try to run over a deer and eat it and say it was an accident, that deer will mess you up because they're heavy. So yeah.
You're right about that. Do is when you hit it on accident, that's when you take it back because it's still fresh. Now it's like we said earlier, we can't hit something and leave it. You kill it, you gotta eat it.
And you can't just hit it on purpose, like I'm gonna have deer meat tonight.
You can't go hunting far. You're right.
Yeah,
Be on Twitty.
Yeah, you can't just bring your, shotgun double barrel, just go to a park, just walk in,
Start whacking billion deers.
Yeah, you just start shotgunning them, get your sniper, marksman, grab your scope, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not legal in a park. But I mean, if it's your hobby, that's your thing. I'm not doing it with you, but
no, definitely not my hobby.
Yeah, so
I totally get it.
Okay, we'll talk about deer hunting later, also, along with your fact that you forgot your middle name. You forgot that it existed.
Didn't even know I had it.
Well, you didn't.
Forgot, in fact.
And we'll talk about your dog that's right over there. Very cute. I heard it bark earlier. Very cute dog. Oh, that's great. Okay.
Toys.
Now this is the last question before I ask you information, stuff like that, and how we can reach you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. It's been that way for a long time.
What shade of purple?
I think purple, honestly, because my high school is Blount High School, all black high school in Princeton, Alabama. First class in 1950. My grandmother came out of that class. So from her kids to my cousins to my uncles to my aunties, everyone wore purple, gold, black, purple, white, black, purple. Those are school colors. And I always thought it was so flashy. So I've always loved purple, even as a man. And then
what shade of purple was it? Was it like, like light, normal purple, like light,
dark, bold purple, like hard purple, and black and white. Well, originally it was the purple, black, and gold, but I guess it was hard to find something with gold in it back then, so it changed it to black, white, and purple. But yeah, I love purple, man. Then as an adult, I learned what it means, like royalty, longevity, things of that nature. It's a great color to love. Stop. What's your favorite color, young man? All these questions.
Maroon red, or just like a nice blatant red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red. You like shades. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, now this is the most important question of them all.
Okay.
Where can we find you and what is your information?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at the number 2 COOLAP. That's TCool App. Again, the number 2 COOLAP. You can follow me on Facebook at TCOOL space WPPV space my last name, which is Apkins, and it's spelled just like napkins without the first N. So that's A P as in Paul, KINS. Again, APKINS. For some strange reason, I can tell people my last name is spelled like napkins without the first N. And they always want to tell me it should be a T or a D where the P is. I'm like, nah, I don't know how you spell napkins where you're from, but we spell it with a P. So that's my last name.
Like, your last name should be spelled with a T instead. I don't think I want to change it. I mean you can, but it's already my last name, so nothing I could really do about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, before we go, was that all your information?
Yeah, basically all the information I'll give out. My email address is my first name, TROY, the first 3 initials of my last name, which is going to be AP as in Paul, K@gmail.com. I check that regularly, so you can reach out to me as well. My number's out there in some social media, so if you see it and find it, you're welcome to use it, but I'm not just going to give it out. I might start a relationship. I don't want nobody just calling me randomly for no reason. Now I got to explain why all these people got my numbers. Not giving it to you. Got to find it yourself. But this has been a blast, Jay. I'm thankful for you having me, and I really look forward to maybe doing it again sometime when I actually complete some projects.
What is your most inspirational quote before you go to give to people?
My inspirational what?
Most inspirational quote.
It'll be to think what's the best that can happen. Think what's the best that can happen. It'll change your life. It really will.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to do my outro. And can you stay in the link? I don't know why you can't hear me right now. But
You're coming in bubbled, like.
okay. Can you hear me now?
No, but we'll try to, and it's the end, so it doesn't matter. So, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Have a great night, Jay.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. And thank you to the audience out there in the audience. Hopefully you guys could hear me well. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna check out right now. But before we head off, okay, you guys can hear me. So before we head off, thank you very much. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video and click the bell. Make sure you guys can, watch all my videos because it really supports me. It really helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, which we are very close. We're at 421. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for all your support and just thank you for helping me out. Also, JALEN SAYS TV now live for whatever content creation, wherever you do. You guys can Gmail us at jalensaysmedia@gmail.com, JALENSAYSmedia@gmail.com. If you want any more information, also, you guys can message us at JalenLU or JALEN SAYS TV on Facebook. And guys, you can also call us at 678-527-9826. And thank you guys very much. Thank you for all your support. It really helps me out. And guys, if you do want to support me and help me out, Cash App is $, JALEN SAYS, helps me get new equipment and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys do want to do that, thank you very much. I know this interview is a little bit past its time, but thank you guys for staying on. Subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, and stay tuned.